Let's get it on!
Again, nobody can take that left-hand shot.
Be the best, you gotta beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
Where you at, George?
I'm not impressed by your performance.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Hey guys, UFC 225 in Chicago went down today. Pretty good fight card all in all. Thought there were some pretty big fights, pretty good fights, couple of good KOs, couple of controversial decisions as well, which we'll get into. Sort of started off with Rashad Evans getting KO in the main event on the undercard in pretty devastating fashion. I think Rashad's sort of reaching the end of the road in his career, and I don't see any more point in him taking any more damage in being on these highlight reels of these younger blokes. Sergio Pettis had a good win as well, but probably the most devastating KO of the day was Curtis Blaydes against Alistair Overeem in the prelims main event. Really gave it to Overeem, and Overeem's another one as well. He's taken a lot of unnecessary damage at the end of his career. He's had some devastating KOs. I'm not sure that title is within his reach anymore. I think he's got anything less to prove. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's a badass. Very disappointing to sort of watch him get knocked out and that the way that he is. Curtis Blaydes, though, I think he's very good at what he does. Strong wrestler, very good, pretty good on the feet too. So I'll be interested to see how he starts going against these other top 5 guys. Main card, very hyped up, very stacked card. Kind of lived up to it, kind of didn't. Yeah, had a lot of controversy in there. We probably had the Fight of the Year contender though, which was one thing. Yeah, so it started off with Mike Jackson against CM Punk. CM Punk finally got a punch off in the UFC. It did show that he'd grown a little, he'd learned a little more. Still not enough to get the job done though. Mike Jackson didn't impress me much. Clowned around a lot, acted the dick, which Dana White sort of said he wasn't too happy, and it's probably cost him his spot in the UFC as well, with Dana saying that he's not too happy, not in his good books, put it that way.
Michael Jackson, I'm not happy with. This guy was acting like a goofball tonight. You get this opportunity to come in and fight CM Punk, and you're doing like bolo punches to the body on top. Never looked like he was trying to finish the fight ever, right? Looked like he could have finished the fight a few times. Never tried. I don't know what that guy did for a living before we gave him the shot, but whatever it was, he needs to go back and do that again. He's 0-2 as far as I'm concerned. I got the sense that he's a complete fucking idiot, and I couldn't wait for that fight to end, and I regretted not putting it on Fight Pass. That's how I felt about it.
So Mike Jackson, you know, if it's that easy out there, and you know, when you're that good, get the finish, mate. Don't clown around, don't act the fool. Get the finish, get the job done. I think Mike Jackson's a dick. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Then that went into Tai Tabasi versus Andrei Arlovski. Bit of a back and forth sort of slug out between the two big heavyweights. Controversial decision again. A lot of people think that Arlovski probably should have got the win. I think Tai did enough. I think he'd done enough cleaner, bigger shots, dropped him a couple of times, and definitely sort of his cardio is a bit of a factor with the heavyweights. I think he's got a reasonable cardio for a big boy. Got the 3-round decision win over him. Holly Holm then went on to beat the other Aussie, Megan Anderson. Megan looked like a fish out of water a little bit, I must say, against like being welcomed to the UFC against a top tier opponent straight away in Holly. Tough task. Looked good in the first couple of minutes in the first round. That long, lengthy, rangy sort of striking. Looked like Holly was sort of, you know, a little bit frazzled by it at the start, but Holly then showed what experience and toughness she's got, and she worked out the game plan to then get the W. Basically, took her down, controlled her on the ground, took her down basically at will. Went for a couple of submissions, a Kimura and things like that, but didn't quite. I don't think she's quite good enough on the ground, or sort of didn't look like she knew what she was doing quite enough to get the submission, but. Where Megan goes from here, I'm not too sure. I don't think she's ready for Cyborg. I think Cyborg would kill her at this stage. So whether they can find another 145er for her at the moment, maybe another 135er girl comes up, but she's got a little bit of work to do, Megan. But I think Holly could easily go up against Cyborg again. Maybe, I think it would be the same result, but who knows, maybe she finds another way to get through to get the W against Cyborg. But the fight we want to see is Amanda Nunes versus Holly. I think both incredible strikers, both incredible boxers. I think that would be a really good fight. Hopefully they can get that one done. If not, I'd certainly like to see her against Cyborg again. I'd definitely buy the card. Went into Colby versus RDA. As much as I hate to say, Colby did pretty good. He did pretty good, didn't he? Used his wrestling, used what he's good at, but his striking, his kicks, everything was pretty good from Colby. RDA just didn't look like he had the answer for him. The only time RDA I think was in the fight was in the 4th round when Colby did slow down a bit. Colby just had this constant pressure going on him. It was just, you know, he wasn't putting 100% behind every punch, but he was just constantly hammering at him. Didn't give RDA enough time to set up, didn't give RDA enough time to really get out of first gear with his striking or anything like that. Joe Rogan's analogy of him being very Nick Diaz-like, where not 100% behind the punches, just constantly flowing, keep him busy, keeping you on guard. I think it was a pretty good tactic in the end to beat RDA. I don't think he beats Woodley, but I still want to see that fight. I think it is a good fight. Woodley tweeted out later on that he wants to get that fight going. He said to Dana to call him, let's get this going. So I think that's where the welterweight division stands at the moment. I think Colby has to go up against Woodley. A really good main event. That was a fight of the year contender. Unfortunately, Romero didn't make weight again. So it wasn't for the title, but it was a pretty good fight. Both of them showed massive heart. Romero came out with a really strange game plan at the start. He was very subdued, very sort of seeing what Rob had, walking him down, conserving energy. I think that was a big thing. I think he'd had a terrible weight cut. But even if he didn't have a weight cut, I think that could have been his game plan. He just wanted to store a lot of energy, just do these, you know, short explosions, you know, compose himself, keep himself ready. Because he knew that fight was going to go into deep waters. It was definitely going to 4 or 5 rounds again. But Rob Whittaker, I mean, from his body kicks, so his hyperextension to the knee kicks, front kicks, his jab, his punching, he's such a good striker. He's such a well-rounded fighter, Rob Whittaker is. Broke his hand in did stop him from throwing that right hand, but credit to him that he fought in the 4th and the 5th round, even that 3rd round, just on a jab and those kicks alone, which is amazing to do against somebody like Romero, who's so dangerous. Romero got some big shots in, dropped him a few times, wobbled him. Romero dug deep, went into survival mode. He's on the ground, clenching, getting his head underneath him, trying to get recovery time. Just an amazing fight all round. Definitely a fight of the year contender and really, really good fight. I would like to see it a 3rd time, but I think Romero has to prove that he can make that weight still. I'd like him to personally go up to light heavyweight and recover from those back-to-back weight cuts a couple of times. Get a good couple of fights up there, see how he goes, whether he gets in title contention before they do give him another crack at the title at 185, or go and fight a number 3, number 4 ranked guy, maybe a Luke Rockhold, Kevin Gastelum, someone like that, and get some, just prove that you can make 185 again. And don't forget guys, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, we've got more videos coming, it is a new channel, all your support is greatly appreciated. So yeah, please like, please subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you want to see more content of in your MMA channels, what you enjoy the most. I'm going to give you a lot of behind the scenes, interview type stuff, podcasts, you know, all the best parts of the MMA world. And also let me know what you think of the fight card, what you think the decision should have been in the main event, and what you thought of the card overall. Thanks very much for watching guys. We'll see you in the next episode.